On October 18, 1867, Alaska officially became part of the United States. Originally, Russia offered to sell its colony in 1859, but because of the looming Civil War, this had to wait. So following the war, Secretary of State William Seward convinced the Senate to approve the purchase, and on March 30, 1867, the offer from Russian Minister Eduard Stoichkov was accepted in Washington for a sum of $7.2 million, and it was signed by President Andrew Jackson on May 28. But why did Russia do this? Well, at the time, European powers such as Russia, Britain, and France were fighting to expand their influence over the weakening Ottoman Empire and to counter Russian ambitions over Orthodox people in the Balkans and the Middle East. The latter two, joined by the Ottomans, engaged in a conflict known as the Crimean War, which left Russian Empire in serious financial trouble. Now, at the time, Alaska was a colony of the Russian Empire and its easternmost domain, thousands of miles away from Moscow, thus difficult to defend, which would represent a perfect target for British Navy to gain a foothold in the region in any potential future conflict, thus threatening Russian supply lines even further. On the other end, the United States was keen on expanding westwards, and Alaska was seen by some as a perfect opportunity, while the thought of Britain, a former enemy, gaining more presence in the area was not something that was looked on with approval in Washington. Thus, in the eyes of both, this was seen as a win-win. At the time, many in the US Senate were against this purchase, and for a long time they referred to it as Seward's folly.